Hello people, this is me Profar. This is a topic I've been wanting to make a video in quite a while now. You guys already know by now that I am a massive simp for the Sengoku Basara games. I've been going hard with Sengoku Basara live streams since last April, and I plan to play all of the main games on this channel. Now, last May, I made quite the controversial video about why I think Dynasty Warriors 4 is overrated. It's the first Musou game I have ever played. However, I personally think it's nowhere near the best due to the problems I have with the game. I even said that Sengoku Basara 2 Heroes is the best Musou or Musou-like game for the PS2 considering it's from Capcom and not Koei, and my personal standards for these games have changed because of that game. I know some people have been very vocal showing their disagreement with me, and honestly, more power to them. I'm not forcing people to have the same opinion as I am. At the end of the day, it is what it is, and I have said what I need to say in that video. I made this video right now as a response, as well as a topic that I have been wanting to showcase. This is a long comment from Michael Musso, basically countering all of my points in that video. I'm not going to counter all of his arguments as I said previously that I have said what I need to say in my previous video. However, I am going to reply to one of his points in that comment. Combat. This is the main reason I play Dynasty Warriors more than Devil Kings or Sengoku Basara. The combat is perfect in my opinion, and Sengoku Basara seems very simplistic compared to it. I would compare it to the new Dynasty Warriors games like Dynasty Warriors 7 and 8 again. I'm not sure if he was referring to Sengoku Basara as a series or just the game I was referring in the previous video, which was Sengoku Basara 2 Heroes. Either way, I want to make this video regardless. Now, you might be saying to me, Profar, are you seriously making a video over one YouTube comment? Yeah? Why not? If I can make good content with it, then what's the problem? Before I begin, I need to make it clear that this video is mostly about me showcasing the in-depth combat of Sengoku Basara for Sumeragi. The comment from Michael just motivated me to make this video even more. I'm going to say it right now, Michael Musso makes really good mod videos for Dynasty Warriors. I highly suggest you check out and subscribe to his channel. Link of his channel is in the description below. I've been saying for months since I started my Sengoku Basara live streams that Sengoku Basara for Sumeragi has the most in-depth combat in a Musou-like game. Right now, I'm going to showcase to all of you. Sengoku Basara as a series has always been about improving its combat mechanics. Now, I do agree to a certain degree where the combat of Sengoku Basara to Sengoku Basara 2 Heroes are somewhat simplistic. It was until Sengoku Basara 3 where I believe the combat truly shines, and in Sengoku Basara 4, Capcom have perfected the combat. For this showcase, I'm going to use two characters that I believe have the most unique combat in the game. The characters I will be showcasing are Shima-sakon and Maeda Keiji. Now, without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This is the pause menu right now you're seeing for Sengoku Basara for Sumeragi. So as you can see from the top right corner, I will be playing as Shima-sakon as my primary and Maeda Keiji as my secondary. Excuse me. Now, here's the thing. Every character has a normal attack. What you're seeing here is their special attack moveset list. Now, every character, just like in Dynasty Warriors, have a normal attack where you repeatedly press square. So, for special attacks, you have you have 9 of them. Okay, I'm bad at math, sorry. So you have 9 special attacks per character. Now, as you can see here, you have hold square. This is hold square. This is triangle. This is motion triangle, so you press triangle while holding the analog stick or like moving the analog stick. You have R1, you have L1 triangle, you have L1 square as well, but you can't go scroll there. You can do an L1 square. And you have R2, which you can interchange by pressing L1 and R2. So you have 3 R2 special attacks. Now, I'm going to showcase each character's combat mechanics. So here we go. So here we have Sakon. Now, what's interesting about Sakon is that he has 2 different stances and 2 different movesets. So, as you can see here, he uses 2 swords. The Kodama, I do believe, Kodachi, is it? I think it's Kodachi or Kodama, I forgot, okay? It's 2 hand swords. Now, as you guys can see here, he's holding the hand sword, he's holding his swords, not backwards, regularly, but if you press R1, Then he changes his stance, where he where he uses his swords backhanded. Now, let's call this move the sword stance, and I'll call this move the kick stance. So let's first try the sword stance. So this is his normal attack when you do with his sword stance. There you go. So every character's normal attacks are 8 strings. So every time Sakon finishes a normal attack, he will change his stance automatically. Now, we started with sword stance, so he finished his sword stance move. Now he's doing the kick stance move. Now, this is his kick stance normal attack. Observe. Then he switched right back to sword stance. It's a really interesting idea, isn't it? Now, during his sword stance, you can hold square by doing this. Yeah, that's his hold square in his sword stance. Now, you can extend that move by rapidly tapping square, like this. Okay, he goes faster and faster. Okay, now that's his sword stance hold R1. Sorry, hold square. Now, let's change stance. Now, in his kick stance, he will have a Chun-Li kick as hold square, like this. Again, you can extend that move by tapping the square button after you hold square, like this. Go back to sword stance. What's interesting as well, you can do that move in the air, so like this. Yeah, as well as the kick stance. Hold R square. Sorry, hold square. Really, really interesting thing. Now we have a square. Now let's go to triangle. Let's go back to sword stance. This is his triangle in sword stance. You can extend that by holding triangle. Then he jumps in the air. If you hold the triangle and jump in the air, you can actually chain that with an air combo like this. So you can do an air attack and then follow up by the hold square. Now let's do the kick stance where he has a completely different triangle. So this is his triangle and his kick stance. Again, you can extend it by holding triangle. Oh, sorry, you can't extend it, but you can chain that with a combo like this. Triangle and hold square. Okay, so that's his triangle. Now let's go to motion triangle. So if you move your left analog stick with triangle with the sword stance, you'll have this moveset. You can extend that by repeatedly tapping triangle. So there you go. Now let's move to the kick stance. This is his front triangle or motion triangle. Completely different one. Yeah, it's a kick. I do believe you can extend that if you hold triangle. Let's see. Yeah, you can extend that move by holding triangle. So we finished the triangle. Also, you can actually combo that with hold square. So like this, front triangle. There you go. Now, we finished square and triangle. We go to R1. Now, if you tap R1, you're just going to change stance with Sakon. However, if you hold R1, you'll have a completely different move. So, in his sword stance, this is what happened if you hold R1. Yeah, he doesn't move. Let me repeat that again. So, he does his move, and when he finished that move, he'll change to the kick stance. See? There. Now, let's try holding R1 with the kick stance. So, you got this. Again, let's do that again with the kick stance. See? He now moved back to his sword stance. Now, we have R1. Now, let's try blocking attack. So, L1 is blocking. L1 is block. Yeah, you can block while moving. So, blocking attack, special attack, you have L1 triangle and L1 square. Let's do L1 triangle first with the sword stance. Yeah, he'll summon a tornado. Now, for the kick stance, Yeah, you summon shockwaves with with his legs, which you can cancel it into another attack or like a normal attack, something like that. So now, let's do his block square with the sword stance, like this. Now, when you do that, that's the L1 square for the sword stance. You can actually combo it as well into an air combo, like this. There you go. Wait. Oh yeah, I forgot one more thing. For the R1, you can actually do the R1 in the air, like this. So if you, let's go back to R1. If you go with the sword stance and you hold R1 while jumping, this is what you get. That's what you get. Now you move to the kick stance. Now, for the kick stance, if you press jump and R1, you'll get this. Then you move back to the sword stance. Now we've completed all the basic movesets, or like all the basic buttons. Now let's go to the stronger special attacks, which are the R2. Now, there are 3 R2s. As you can see in the health bar there, there's this like this kanji, or like this Japanese text that that represents your R2. So this is his first R2. Okay, this R2, when he's in the kick stance, sorry, in his sword stance, you can only do that by hitting an enemy. Same goes with the kick stance. So R2 moveset for Sakon does not change depending on his stance. So this one you need to hit an enemy. That's his first move. Now let's try his second R2. You press L1 and R2, you switch the attack. So you have this. Now, this is a counter move, and to be honest, I still have trouble trying to connect this move. Yeah, this is a counter move, so you need the enemy to attack you to be able to do this attack. But that's his second R2. Now go to his third R2. Now, his third R2 is dice, basically because he likes to gamble, so it's like, how do I say it? Yeah, it's a gambling dice. So here we go. You hold R2. So here's the thing with Sakon's gimmick is that for it to be the best attack, you need to get doubled once. Okay? Now let's kick it. This is his best attack for R2. So he gets a barrel buff, and also it wipes out most of your enemies in front of you. Now that's Sakon. Let's go now to... Sorry, let's... I'm losing words. Let's go to Keiji now. So you press R3 to tag. Now this is Keiji. He has a big sword. Let's do his normal attack first. Again, an 8 chain of normal attack. Now let's do his hold square. Yeah, it's a giant slash. The hold square, you can actually use that to cancel your normal attack, like this. Like that. You can cancel that. Now, let's go to triangle. This is his triangle attack. That's triangle. You can extend that by repeatedly tapping square. Okay, so that's his moveset. Now, let's go to motion triangle. So if you move an analog stick while pressing triangle, this is what you get. Now, this may not look much, but his front triangle or his move triangle is actually cancel animation. It's like Dynasty Warriors normal and charge attack system. So every move that you do, if you press front triangle, it will be cancelled. Now, for example, by itself, it won't do anything, but if you chain it with an attack, it will do something. For example, if I press square and front triangle, this is what you get. That's what you get. Now, square, square, front triangle, square, square, front triangle. Yeah, it's like Dynasty Warriors normal and charge attack system. Then let's go. Okay, let's go back a bit. Now, let's do 3 times square and front triangle. 1, 2, 3. Oops, a little bit there. 1, 2, 3. Oops, my bad. 1, 2, 3. There. 1, 2. Yeah, it's a different. Sorry, my bad. So that's the... Okay. So one more time. 1, 2, 3. So that's it. Now that's his square, square, square front triangle. Now 4 times square front triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Now his C6 now. So 5 times square and front triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the same as his C2, I would say. Now his 6 square front triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get the kick. Now let's do his 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And also his 8th. So let's do the 8th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cancel. A completely different move. So it's now, here's the thing. It's not just square that can cancel with a front triangle. Every other attack can be canceled with a front triangle. Even his Basara attack and also his death. I'm not even kidding there. I will show you later that where you can cancel his death. Now, let's try the hold square and front triangle. You hold square. There. One more time. Hold square, front triangle. Now, let's use triangle and front triangle. So if you use triangle, this move, and front triangle. See there? Okay, so if you just use triangle and front triangle. So, once again, triangle, front triangle. That's, where were we? Okay, triangle and front. Okay, so if you, you can extend that move by repeatedly tapping the square button. So, triangle, front triangle, and square, square, square. That's just his first triangle. There's another triangle. So if you press triangle, then repeatedly press square until his combo is finished. Front triangle, there you go. It's a completely different attack. Very, very in-depth stuff here. So now we go to R1. This is his R1. If you tap R1. Now you can extend that move by holding R1. So let's do this again. Launches in the air, and you can actually do an air combo. So launch in the air combo with the square. You can also perform that that move in the air, the pushing move. So jump and R1. Now here's the thing. Let's use like I said, the front triangle can be used to cancel any attacks. Now let's use R1 with front triangle. So if you press R1 and front triangle, he trips down. That is only if you press hold triangle during the middle of the launch. Now, if you finish the R1 triangle, you finish the R1, he'll get a completely different move, like this. See? Another cancel. Now, if you perform R1 all the way until the air, and then press front triangle to cancel it, you get a completely different move, like this. There. You see how the level of complexity and in-depth in just these two characters? The rest of the characters do not play this way. They have completely different moveset and completely different complexity as well, and depth. Now, let's do the block attack. So if you press L1 and triangle, you get this. Yeah, it's a smash. Now, you can cancel that. So if you press L1 and triangle, and then front triangle, before you hit... Yeah, he'll cancel the move. Now, let's try this again, but when he finished smashing. So L1 triangle. Smash, and then front triangle. He does the kick. Now, let's do L1 square. This is L1 square. Yeah, he launches in the air, and you can chain it with an air combo. Like that. That's one of the chains that you can do. Now, let's press L1 square and cancel it with a front triangle. Oh, before you jump there. Oh, apparently L1 squared cannot be cancelled, so that's my bad. Alright, so now we go to the R2 movesets. So, the first R2, he sleeps. He sleeps in the battlefield, and what this does is actually recover his health. Now, you can do an attack while in this position by pressing triangle. Oh, not triangle, R2. That's my bad. You can actually, like, that move is a counter move as well. So you need to be hit by an enemy to perform, like, the breakdance attack. Now, his second R2, he will call his monkey Minokichi. What this does is, Minokichi will find an item and then give it to you, like a health or filling the Basara gauge. Now, his third one is him getting drunk. So if you are in this position, you press square. Again, this is more of a counter move. And then you stop that, Minokichi gave me a health. You stop that attack, or so you stop the drunken stance by pressing front triangle. Like I said, it's a cancel move. It's a cancel animation. So, yeah. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can show for this video. I can go over more just for with these two characters, like showcasing what combos can you do. But I just want to showcase the basics first, okay? So now let's go back to the video and end the video. So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This video's purpose, once again, is to showcase the in-depth combat of Sengoku Basara for Sumeragi, mainly because not a lot of people in the Musou community especially are aware of how it is. Everyone in Sengoku Basara for Sumeragi has insane levels of depth and complexity in their movesets. I can be here forever if I have to showcase every single character's moveset. You got 40 characters where everyone is unique, and not even one character shares a moveset with another, not even an attack pattern in Sengoku Basara for Sumeragi. I'm even going to say that none of the Koei-Tecmo and Omega Force main Warriors games, like Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors, have an inch of the depth that Capcom created in the combat for Sengoku Basara for Sumeragi. I'm not saying this to hate on Dynasty and Samurai Warriors games, by the way. Because of how complex and in-depth the combat is, Sengoku Basara for Sumeragi is my benchmark and gold standard for how combat in a Musou game should be like. I always said that the purpose of my channel is to share video games that I'm passionate about, especially some really underrated ones. This video is no different. I made this video not because I want to get one over on a YouTube comment, but because I want to bring awareness of something really cool and interesting to a lot more eyes. At the end of the day, we are all passionate on different things when it comes to Musou or Musou-like games. I don't want to have any animosity between people in the community, which is why I said earlier, do please give Michael Musou more subscription and give his videos more attention. Give some positive feedback for the guy and make his day better. So yeah, that's all I got for this video. Let me know in the comment section below of your thoughts. With that being said, this is me, Profar. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you dislike it, give me a thumbs down. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, join the Profar Moker Hunter X Discord server, and I'll see you guys in the next video.